There's a new church on the horizon, made of light, not of stone, calling out to our creation, you are not alone. There's a new church on the horizon, made of light, best of friends, enemies, woman and man, losers and winners, they are all in you and me. We are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. We are all a part of one heart. Oh, out in the cold, there are faces hidden by the wind and rain. Hold out your hand, someone will take it and bring you home again. Yes, we are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. We are all a part of one heart. Around the world tonight, all the fires are burning, tears are falling from the sky, still the world keeps turning. We are one heart, one soul, one dream we share together. We are all apart. Yes, we are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. We are all a part of one heart. Oh, we are one. Yes, we are all a part of one heart.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Sing out now, we are brothers, together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Little louder now. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Sing joy now. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. Little louder now. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Last time, Lord, we are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. And last time, we are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Everybody sing joy.
As time's unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. And with every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me, make me a symphony, play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody, dance and let my anthem be. Love cover me, light any darkness. Love cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love, 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 love. Sing that with me. Love, 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 love. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love cover me, light any darkness. Love cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred, and guide me to be faithful and strong. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me. Love cover me.
That's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I choose love, love, love. Love, love, love. I choose it, love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. Peace, peace, peace. I feel it, peace, 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 peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. Everything I do is infused with joy. I choose joy, joy, joy. I feel it, joy, joy, joy. Every day it's joy, joy, joy. I'm choosing joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace, and I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that
Good morning, everybody.
There was a time
Let's listen to Rob sing it.
in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day. You've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really did not let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit.
Can I get an amen? Tanya Walker just said, my friend, you run a happening service. Well, we do our best in the high desert, don't we? Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Sunday celebration. It's August 2nd, which means after service today, it's also our Zoom membership meeting to approve our budget. And I'm going to start right off the day with putting this up so that everybody who needs to be there. Now, we need a quorum of 1/5 of our members, which is about 25 or 30 people. I know Charles, I should have asked you yesterday, but if you can at some point during the service log into Charles or Judy, who knows, log in and just see exactly the number of members that we have right now, so that we know how many registered members. We need 1/5 of our members as a quorum to approve our budget. It's a great budget. It's a balanced budget. There's a surplus in this budget, so we're actually in good shape. So I'll show this again towards the end of the service, and it's also going out as a text to everybody who receives texts. There are a couple of people, including Eleanor, I know, who don't get texts, but there's the information. It is a Zoom for registered members only, and you guys know who you are because you received a postcard informing you of the meeting coming up. Okay, what a happening day today. It was 108 here yesterday. Clay says he'll be there. And Karen Mitchell's here too. Good morning, Karen. It was 108 here in Santa Clarita yesterday. I don't know what it was in Apple Valley. I know Tanya Walker lives in Palm Desert, and Gilmore Rizzo told me this morning, Paula is here, that it was 122 in Palm Desert yesterday. Holy crap, 122 degrees. And I thought 108 here in Santa Clarita was hot. Wow. So let's take a minute and go into some sacred silence here, and just do a treatment for the magnificence of this day and welcoming us. Let's put this. There it is. There's some beautiful Donna Michael. Wasn't it great to hear Donna in the pre-service music today singing "Join Together as One"? All right, I invite us all to simply take a breath wherever we are on planet Earth, or somewhere else if you're receiving this signal somewhere other than planet Earth. I know there's astronauts who are splashing down in the Gulf of Mexico today who are taking a capsule down from the International Space Station. We bless them too. But let's all just take a breath. I invite you to take a breath. I'm not ordering you to take a breath. And here's what I know. I know that there's one life, and that life is God. And that life is perfect. And that life is my life now, and the life of each of us gathered together geographically, on the internet. Those of us who may be even watching this service afterwards, after it's been posted on YouTube. But right now in this moment, I simply speak a word of blessing for all of us who have gathered together in mind, in heart, in spirit, to celebrate as one spiritual community, to celebrate as one spiritual family, this life of God, this life of humanity. We are one in the spirit. We are one in the body of God, this universal experience we call the cosmos, where the mind is spirit and the universe is the body in which spirit inhabits itself. There is no separation between us and God. There is no separation between us and each other. We are celebrating our oneness and our unity of spirit, of mind, of heart, of love, of body. And so knowing that this spirit is who we are, I bless our day, I bless our service, I bless our time together, I bless our spiritual community, I bless our budget. I know that all is well. And in gratitude for this knowing, I release my word gratefully into the action of that lovingly impersonal and mechanically accurate law of cause and effect. I know that all is well. And in this knowing, I simply release this word, I let it be, I let it go, as together we affirm this blessing by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Oh, Lindsay Perez is logging in from Bellflower. I know she moved to Bellflower. Lindsay, Janelle, and Jaden there. Congratulations on your move. Good morning, everyone. So, I finished up, I'll talk more about the Me and White Supremacy class coming up in a little bit, but I finished up the actual 4 weeks of classwork Friday. So powerful. I encourage us all to be, and if anybody, I know Elizabeth texted me that she was having a little bit of trouble getting into the registration of the class. So if you have any issues with registering for the class, please let me know, even if it's on my birthday tomorrow or today, and I'll give you the contact information for Reverends Barbara Bew and Sunday Cote, who are facilitating the class. I want everybody to have the opportunity to take this wonderful book study. It's fantastic. And in light with that, let's do our Ho'oponopono prayer and a couple of minutes of meditation. This Ho'opono prayer, the Hawaiian prayer of reconciliation and forgiveness. And as I had said before, some people felt they didn't really want to say this prayer because they didn't really feel that they had anything in terms of reconciliation to say they're sorry for. And I get that. I understand. But you don't have to feel like you're part of the problem to know for sure consciously that you are part of the solution. The solution. Frank Ruano's here. Good morning, Frank. And Susie said that was a beautiful treatment. Thank you, Susie. So let's go ahead and say this together. It goes like this. I'll also do it twice. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. One more time together. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And let's take a couple of minutes to just breathe into this prayer of reconciliation and forgiveness.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, mahalo. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, mahalo. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I love you.
Love that. Love that. Let's go right to Dr. Holmes's promises and say them together. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous. that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. Well, let's go ahead and assure our souls now. Let's sing my song, I Remember Who I Am, I Remember Who You Are. We are pure spirit. Here we go. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom and beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are is pure spirit. Yes, who we are is pure spirit. Yes, who we are is pure spirit. Susie asked on the chat, do we know who's singing the Hawaiian in the Ho'opono? And I don't, but I'll text Karen Drucker and ask her. I'm sure she'll answer me right away. Maybe not today, but so let's go on to our community affirmation, and let's say that together. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that the kingdom of heaven is within, and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that all thought is creative, and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. I believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. Well, it's the first Sunday of the month, and of course, our first Sunday of the month artists in residence are always Dave and Mandy. I see Mandy on the in-studio screen getting herself unmuted there. And there they are, Dave and Mandy. Squeeze a little bit, because we're split screen, squeeze a little bit together for just a second, just so you can say hi. I can't hear you, though, so let me go ahead there you are. I had to turn up the monitor here in the studio. So, good morning, how are you?
We're great.
Artists in residence are
We're hearing a major repeat.
Oh, yes, that's because you still have your YouTube on. You have to turn your YouTube down.
There they are, David and Mandy.
Yeah, you have your YouTube on your browser, so you have to turn your YouTube down. Oh, she's saying, yes, I see that.
Wait, we're on Skype. Right?
Yes, but you also have your browser on somewhere in the background.
Oh.
That's what's going on. You have your
get out of there.
Some browser on in the background. All right, well then just turn down the monitor, just turn down the sound on your iPad or whatever it is. And Karen Mitchell says, "Hi Dave, hi Mandy." Okay.
So now we can't hear you. So
oh.
I'm afraid to fiddle with it.
All right. Well, guess what? It's time for you to sing. Your first song is a Todd Rundgren song this morning, so I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. Let's hear the first song.
Thank you. Well, we're going to go a little off script. Our first song is going to be a happy birthday to you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So here's, let's all sing for Doug, shall we? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Douglas. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate
birthday.
that. All right, go for it.
All right. This is a song called Just One Victory, and it's very appropriate for what's going on right now. You know, if we can just get one victory to get us going, I think that's the message of this song. So. We've been waiting so long. We've been waiting so long. We've been waiting for the sun to rise and shine, shining still. Give us the wind. Can you hear me? The sound of my voice. I'm here to tell you I have made my choice. I've been listening to what's been going down. There's just too much talk and gossip going around. You may think that I'm a fool, but I know the answer. Words become a truth. Anyone can use them. Take the golden rule as the best example eyes that have seen. You know what I mean. Time has come to take the bull by home. And slow down on you. It's so long. Make it away. We've got to give it. We all need each other. We love to. If you don't know what to do, out of world of trouble, you can pull it through. If you need to and if you believe it's true, you only happen, shine and stand. Give us the wind. We can so long. We've been waiting so long. We've been waiting for the sun to rise and shine, shine still. Give us the wind, right and straight. Show us the way, somehow, someday. We need just one mystery, and we're on our way. Been praying for it all day, fighting for it all night. Give us just one victory, it'll be alright. We may feel about to fall, but we go down fighting. You believe the call, and you only listen underneath it all. You together, shining still. Give us the wind, right and straight. Show us the way, someday, someday. We need just one victory, and we're all on our way. We've been praying for it all day, fighting for it all night. Give us just one victory, it'll be alright. We've been praying all night, set all day. Give us just one victory, and we're all on our way. We've been praying for it all day. We've been praying for it all day. Give us just one victory, it'll be alright. And somehow, someday, give us just one victory. change. We're all out with praying for it all day. Praying for it all night. Give us just one big change. It'll be alright.
That was, oops, let me go back to you guys. That was awesome.
Thank you.
There you go. There you are. We're in split screen again. When we're in split screen, you got to kind of be in the middle. So, yeah, there we go. Because it's less real estate. So, thank you guys so much for that. And by the way, Mandy, Lindsay Perez texted and said, your skin is radiant.
You sure she was talking about Mandy?
It says right here, Mandy, your skin is radiant, Janelle says. So, you look radiant today.
Must be good lighting.
Yes, it must be good lighting. So, all right, you guys hang out for a couple minutes and see if you can turn off that browser so we're not getting a double sound. And then I'll come back. And yeah, so now we're going to head open. Oh, before we go to Marina, I just want to remind you that we are an open and affirming community since 1927. We're talking about radical inclusivity. Here, let me turn down the speakers here. So for a second. And of course, we say at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living that we are a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist spiritual community. We're going to be talking about that today, where all are lovingly welcomed here. And this came from Steve Colucci, the fixer of all things. Yes, we accept you, as well as MasterCard, Discover, and Visa. And as Dr. Martin Luther King said, I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. So I know many of you have, in fact, signed up for the Me and White Supremacy book study. And I mean, this book, the work, has continued to just peel the layers of my onion, of my heart, this last 4 weeks. And this stuff comes up all the time. I was talking to somebody just this week who mentioned that they were put in charge of a team of 4 women who happened to all be persons of color. And this person who was communicating to me was a white person. And I immediately said, check out this book, Me and White Supremacy, just to be sure that you're in right relationship to all of the communications and everything. And it made a huge difference in the way that the team was working together. So just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So if you are in fact having any issues with the registration information I previously sent out, or you need it or whatever, don't hesitate to contact me today or even tomorrow on my day off, because I want to make sure that everybody gets properly registered. I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I'll be just on staycation at home. So if you do in fact have, well, I'm going to go to Trader Joe's in the morning. Chris and Elisa Ermston, I always say her name wrong, I think. Yes, came to visit me yesterday and dropped something off, and they stopped at Trader Joe's on the way. So, all right, let's go to our practitioner time now, and Marina is here. Hello, Marina.
Hi, good morning. Good morning,
How are you?
Reverend Dave. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Mandy and Dave. That was wonderful.
How hot is it where you are?
Right now it's pretty mild. There's a little wind, which helps. It was 100 here yesterday.
100. I know Gilmore Rizzo told me, a friend told me that he and his husband, Brian, it was 122 in Palm Desert yesterday. And I know Tanya Walker, who lives in Palm Desert, was visiting her sister on the coast where it was nice and cool. But then she had to go home to, and you're only 100. I'm shocked. It was like 108 here yesterday. So, woo!
Well, the high desert is a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Levels.
Oh, Karen Mitchell is saying that Mandy's skin is so radiant because of the Arbonne stuff. And Tanya Walker used to sell Arbonne too. So anyway, we're kind of all over the place this morning, just in the joy of the service. So let's go on to the affirmation and the flames of faith. And here you go, Marina. Here's the affirmation.
I'm going to say the affirmation. If you at home, feel free to join me in repeating it a couple times. Today, I remember that I am one with divine intelligence. Today, I remember that I am one with divine intelligence. One more time, because 3s are good. Today, I remember that I am one with divine intelligence. We ready to move into the flames of faith? We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. Excuse me. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, acknowledging all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome with us, welcome here. And as we light a healing candle, as we present the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. And I invite you to join me in heart right now. God is, and I am. My life is fun, playful, plentiful, and nourishing. And this life is God. I open that door that really isn't a door, but follow the labyrinth of my breath, knowing that I am one with Source, with God, hand in hand with divine intelligence that is all that there is. What I know for myself, I claim for all that are listening. With the experience of this heat wave, I am aware of that which no longer serves me melts away. In the appearance of troubling times, I know fantastic peace. With the Maya of confusion, I ground my life into helping others. I bring mirth, a kind word, and a listening ear wherever I go. I love large. Being creative is my answer and my path. I make good trouble. I'm incredibly healthy and choose to live a life of balance and wholeness. And love is the foundation of my life. Life is good, and I am grateful for the planet, for this community, for this experience of love and service. Gratitude floods my life and all of my adventures. I release my word into the law of action, knowing that as I do so, it is done. Please join me in grounding this, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Marina.
You're welcome.
I will. You can leave this Skype now if you choose to, but I will see you in the meeting afterwards.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Great day, everybody.
You too. All right. So I'm so grateful for Dave and Mandy who punted yesterday. I asked them to change songs at the very last minute, and they were so gracious to do that. So can you guys hear me?
Yes.
And do you have the double thing going on?
Meeting after that.
Yes, sir. Great day.
Yeah. Are you still getting the thing?
So I'm so
Yeah,
grateful
we
that you
are.
punted yesterday.
You
Seems
are
like
still
she's
getting
not
that
muted
double
now, right?
thing. Yeah.
Last minute, and they were so.
Interesting.
All right.
Oh.
Well,
Now it's gone.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Now it's gone.
All right. Well,
Just doing my little.
you know what they say that is, oh yeah, the Arbonne stuff, right?
From thanks to Karen Mitchell, all my Arbonne stuff.
And by the way, I used it and it did nothing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Because of
what
that
that's
big
all.
beard on your face, I think. So,
I didn't have it before I started using
oh,
that
okay. Thank you guys for everything, and let's go to One Love.
Well, thank you. We're glad to be still with you through all this mess, and hopefully we'll see everybody in person soon. One love, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children cry, one love. Hear the children cry, one heart. Dance and praise to the Lord, and we will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. One love. There is one question I'd really love to ask. One heart. Is there a place for the hopeless sinners who has hurt all mankind just to save his own remedy? One love, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Feel right. One love, one love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Say, let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. So when the man comes, there won't be no doom. One song. Pity on those who chances grow thinner. There ain't no hiding place. The Father in them, taking them go. One love, oh, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children sing. One love, one love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Sing it with me. One love, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one love, one heart, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright. One more time. One love, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children cry. One love, one love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright.
Thank you guys. And thank you for punting at the last minute and putting that on. It's central to what I want to talk about today. I'm so grateful. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love you.
You can
Thank you.
You can unceremoniously hang up now if you want, and we'll see you afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next. Oh, there they go. Let's get together and feel all right. Yes. Tanya says, I want to be a member ASAP. Well, okay. You got to take a class, Tanya, and we'll be having one coming up. I'll do it on Zoom coming up in a couple of weeks because we got several people who are interested in being members. So one love, one heart. Let's get together. You know, Bob Marley and the Wailers, they recorded that originally in 1965. And then they re-recorded it again in 1970 in a medley with People Get Ready, a song by Curtis Mayfield. And, of course, it's become synonymous with Jamaica. You know, Jamaica has used that song in their tourism advertising for a long time. But it's also become synonymous with the worldwide peace and nonviolence movement. The lyrics, of course, are perfect. You know, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. Now, the verse, there's really only one verse and then kind of a scat, but the verse is so apropos for a lot of what's been going on. And, okay. So, by the way, I'm just going to tell you guys something that Charles just sent. He said, I sent you an email with more details, but Servant Keeper shows 118 registered members, so we need 24 for a quorum. 24 for a quorum. So we got to have at least 24 people, voting members, on the Zoom afterwards to make sure that we can approve the budget. All right. I'm going to go back to these lyrics here because I think they're really apropos to a lot. The lyrics say, let them all pass all their dirty remarks, meaning let anybody say what they want to say. But there's one question I'd really love to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? You know, and it's really funny because, of course, we in religious science, we don't think about sin in the same way that some of the more traditional spiritual religions and traditions do. When Dr. Holmes talks about sin, what he says is sin. We've tried to show that there's no sin but a mistake and no punishment but a consequence. This is the law of cause and effect. Sin is merely missing the mark. God does not punish sin. As we correct our mistakes, we forgive our own sins. Right. As we correct our mistakes, we forgive our own sins. And isn't that what we're always working on doing in our studying of metaphysics, of religious science, correcting our sins? We're not talking about the morality of treating people badly or not following, societal laws. Sin is thinking incorrectly. And so what we're doing is we're learning to identify and replace our mistaken thoughts, because Dr. Holmes teaches us that all dis-ease is simply the result of incorrect thinking. Incorrect is God and I are not one, and correct is God and I are one. So when we do not think the highest of ourself and of others, what we're doing is sinning against ourselves. Because we manifest our experiences based on what we think. Incorrect is God and I are not one, and correct is God and I are one. And this month in August, we're applying that to our August Global Vision, Inclusion in Action. You know, all of our Centers for Spiritual Living communities around the globe are talking this month about inclusion in action. It's not just about what we think, but will we take the actions required for our basic foundation of inclusivity to start to manifest out into the world. And our topic this week, week 1 of August, is let's get together and feel all right. You can see why I asked Dave and Mandy to switch to that song. And our theme is how our central principle of oneness calls us together in a state of diversity, and how that inclusion helps us to live in a consciousness of that oneness. Oneness does not equal sameness, and unity does not mean uniformity. So we don't have to be the same to respect and love each other, and this month's theme and all of the content of this month was provided to us by our CSL Diversity and Inclusivity Commission. And this is really at the core of our foundational teaching from Dr. Holmes and what our teaching has morphed and manifested itself into over the last 100 years. Among our shared values at Centers for Spiritual Living are diversity and inclusivity, meaning that everyone matters. Everyone matters. And as an organization and a teaching, we value and embrace and celebrate all individuals as they express themselves through their differences of ethnicity, culture, gender identification, history, experience, talent, sexual orientation, or any other way in which we individualize the divine, including if we have differences of opinion about the politics of running our nation, which I know many people do, and we still have the right to have our different opinions and be kind to each other and inclusive of each other, even within our differences of opinion. And these values of diversity and inclusivity also guide us to include representatives from all these different constituencies in our leadership, in all of our sacred services, and all of our decision making. We should always have multiplicity in our representation, whether it's our board, whether it's who represents us in Congress, whether it's our state assemblies. We should always have multiplicity so that the one of us benefits from all the different slices of the pie, right? Living our lives from these values of diversity and inclusivity, it's really, it's worthwhile, not just philosophically. We all benefit from that diversity and inclusivity, even though it may not always feel that way, even though it may not feel comfortable. Like somebody said, they're nervous about taking the Me and White Supremacy book study coming up. But the whole idea of the book study is to uncover and reveal more love. More love. The whole idea of what is going on in terms of social justice in our country right now, of the dismantling of systemic racism, is to reveal more love for each other and as each other. And it doesn't feel comfortable all the time because of our past programming and because of our human tendency to want safety through comfort and familiarity. But when we can, in fact, be completely surrounded by inclusion. Don't you like this graphic? How I'm at the center of all the different colors of humanity, the rainbow, whatever. When we can be surrounded by and honor all of the differences of how God made people the same in biology and different in culture and different in ethnicity and different in sexual orientation and who we love and who we're sexually attracted to and who we want to see ourselves as, male, female, cisgender, transgender, when we allow ourselves to truly be inclusive, then we are walking the path of the science of mind as taught by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, because we are all individualizations of the same spirit. And I know I've been using this for the last couple of weeks because I know Clay really, really likes that image. I call that image the Clay image now. When we can remember and know who we really are, individualizations of the same spirit, and that not only does spirit live within us, but that we live within spirit. We dwell in the divine. And when we can use our daily spiritual practice to know that we dwell within the divine and the divine dwells within us, then we can become better at embracing the things that are different about us and celebrating them, not as a threat, but for what they truly are, an outpicturing of the multiplicity of the divine and therefore something to be cherished. When we look at a peacock, we don't go, oh my God, that peacock is so different from me. We look at a peacock and we say, magnificent. You can go to Antarctica and be completely freezing and yet still appreciate the magnificent beauty of the barren, frozen. You can call it a wasteland, or you can call it heaven on earth, right? Recently, I was following some information published by the Reverend Stephanie Spellers of the Episcopal Church, and she recently described an experience called radical welcoming. And she says, what radical welcoming is the practice of including the gifts and voices of people who have been traditionally on the margins of our society. And this is part of our consciousness. You know, the outcome of radical welcoming is that everyone can be transformed by their relationship with each other. And the other thing that she was talking about, and this is especially something I want to say today, she describes a situation in which a spiritual community may have an outward sign that says, you are welcome here. But at the same time, and even without realizing it, display an inner invisible sign that says, but only if you fit in or adjust to us. Right? You're welcome here, but only if you fit in or adjust to us. You know, and that's in all likelihood a very unconscious communication, because radical inclusivity means radically inclusive even if we don't always agree on everything, even if we have differences of opinion about whatever. And right now, of course, what comes up in our country is, the differences of political opinion about, who should run the country and, and how, but if we're going to be really radically inclusive, we can't say, but only if you fit in or adjust to us. The radical part of this practice is intentional, mindful inclusion, which asks us to carefully examine our intentions, and make sure that, our intentions are based upon our values and inform our choices and our actions. That's why we're saying here at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living that we are High Desert Center for Spiritual Living is a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist spiritual community. All are lovingly welcomed here. And the reason that we've had to divide that up is because race and ethnicity are still separate in the minds of so many people from other forms of radical inclusivity. So to be certain that we're saying it completely inclusively, we're both radically inclusive, whatever that means to you, but also mindfully non-racist here, right? Dr. Holmes, in his paper, Unity Does Not Mean Uniformity, where he's talking about that we don't have to all be the same, he says, this idea of the oneness of God is not a philosophy of absorption. We don't become absorbed in the universal self only to lose our individuality. Quite the opposite. We find ourselves not absorbed, but immersed in that universality. We're immersed in that universality, right? And then he goes on to say, each one being a unique, individual, and different manifestation of that which it itself is one, undivided, indivisible, whole. We cannot think of the Spirit as static, but forever unfolding its divine nature. Let me say that again. We cannot think of the Spirit as static, but forever unfolding its divine nature. It's always growing. It's always expanding itself. It's always learning, too. Things are changing, and we're changing with them, and we're changing them as we change with them, as we grow in this area. It's a synergistic unfoldment of the growth and evolution of the universe. Now, I'm going to show you two clips. I'm going to show you one clip from 1989, Maya Angelou, and then I'm going to show you another clip from 2019. Okay, 40 years later? Yes, 30 years later. Okay, here's the first clip from Maya Angelou from 1989. Here, watch this.
People, I seem to see this whether I'm reading Walker or Baldwin or Edna St. Vincent Millay, or Norman Mailer for that matter, that human beings are more alike than we are unalike. And the minute we begin to understand just the slightest part of that, we recognize ourselves as family. The moment I see a 15-year-old Jewish boy with braces on his teeth and know that boy is mine, and a very oversized white woman in Kansas, that she is mine and I am hers, and that Arab woman in the Palestinian concentration camp is mine and I am hers, then I am liberated into something very strange, into responsibility. It is amazing. It at once liberates me to, I'm free as a bird, and as contained as a poem, as absolute. I belong to them. They belong to me. I have responsibility to them, and they to me. Now, if they don't know it, more's the pity. It's sad. But I know it, and if I don't act upon it, what I know,
and so
then I don't really know, because the Chinese say to know and not to do is in fact not to know.
Exactly.
I don't mean what I say I know, but I mean what I really, really, really know.
I've heard this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's from 1989, and what a wonderful way of saying that we all belong to each other. She's saying, and she says, to know but not take action is technically to not know. Now, jump ahead 30 years, where you have Michael B. Jordan, who is now starting to really be famous and powerful in the entertainment industry after several high visibility movies he's made in the last, say, 5 or 6 years. And watch what he's doing.
So your company incorporated one of the first, actually, inclusion writers used in the industry. Explain what an inclusion writer is to the audience and how that works, and why you did it.
An inclusion writer is pretty much a tool. Well, historically in TV and film, people of color, women, people from the LGBTQ community are underrepresented. They don't really have a lot of opportunities in front of the camera and behind the camera. So, in Hollywood, people are used to hiring with people, hire people that people that you've worked with before, people that you have a connection with. It's a cycle, and more often than not, that circle, those people that are often being
they look
cast
like you.
again, they don't look like me. They look like them.
They
exactly.
look like you. Hire the people that look like you.
Disproportionately, white and straight and male. That's kind of the world that we live in. So when I heard Fran kind of come up with the inclusion writer, I was sitting at home I was actually at the hospital that year, and I was like, wow, there's a title for it. There's a tool. There's a policy that could be put into place. And I was like, oh, immediately we have to do that. We have to include that in outliers, non-negotiable, moving forward.
Which means
that my partners are going to have, it's a tool that holds people accountable. That it constantly reminds them of this.
That you're not going to have a company where people say we couldn't find anybody.
Exactly. You're constantly reminding people of the pool of talent that are underrepresented, like women, people of color, people from the LGBT.
Which means you got to work harder every time.
1,000%.
So that's exactly what Maya Angelou was talking about. And 30 years later, we have a young man of color who is starting to be able to have some say-so in the entertainment industry, and he's making sure that any projects that he's involved in, that his company does their absolute best to fill all roles in a very inclusive and diverse way. And I want to say all this month, we're going to be talking about this question, what sign of welcome is radiating from our heart? Is it going to truly be inclusive, or is it going to be one of those signs that says, but only if you're like us? And I have a call to action for us this week, which is to use mindfulness practices to become consciously inclusive, to think about inclusivity. And as Dr. Holmes would say, think about what you're thinking about. Think about what you're thinking about. Thinking about what we're thinking about will help us to recognize things like bias and help us to find opportunities to practice more radical forms of inclusion. And to help us do this, I encourage us all to set a personal intention to be more inclusive in our actions, more inclusive in our thinking, because, and I say this every week, God in us, as us, is us. meaning God in you as you is you. So our backronym for this week is welcome. We evolve love by consciously overcoming mistakes of exclusion. We evolve love by consciously overcoming mistakes of exclusion. And I'm saying it that way, mistakes of, because a lot of what's going on in our country right now is our mistakes of inclusion. People's intentions may not be to be exclusive. They may intend to be inclusive, but they may be making mistakes through ignorance. And that does not put a moral onus on people for being bad or wrong. I want to make sure that we don't do that, make people bad or wrong. We will not solve what's going on in our country by making people bad or wrong. We will solve our problems by finding out where we're mistaken, forgiving ourselves and others, and moving forward. All right? So one more time with that backronym. We evolve love by consciously overcoming mistakes and mistakes of exclusion. All right? Our affirmation for today, again, was today I remember that I am one with divine intelligence. And so let's try to use this divine intelligence to really know and understand that our experience here on planet Earth is perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. And part of our 2020 vision is one life in focus. Let's keep focusing on a clearer picture of what that means for each and every one of us. And so we're gonna be going to approve our budget in a few minutes. Here again is the Zoom info. Remember, only registered members should log into this meeting. And that's just really for convenience because we're doing this. Normally, when we would have an in-person meeting, we would, sign in all the registered members and give them a ballot and let them come in and then let other people come in too. But truth of the matter is we shouldn't have anybody in this Zoom meeting who is not eligible to vote because it'll gum up the works. And so thank you for your indulgence in helping us accomplish the business of running our center. And so that's the Zoom info. The meeting ID is 815-3173-6027. The password is member, or you can call in. Although I got to tell you, I don't know how you're going to vote if you call in. You got to be on a computer or a tablet or a phone, logged into the Zoom app to be able to access the poll. And it's a simple vote today. Yes, I approve. No, I don't approve. But we need to get a number. And so, yes, I want to thank everybody who continues to support our center financially. We do have a balanced budget with a bit of a surplus, and that's mostly because while income is down, so are our expenses because, I'm basically doing service by myself and having, guest musicians rather than the cost of the full band, which is helping us right now. So thank you for continuing to contribute to our mission of transforming lives through the teaching of the science of mind in the high desert. And of course, you can give through the Give Plus mobile app. You can continue to give through our website by going to our website and clicking on the donate button. Of course, you can come to the office or mail into the office, High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, 18575 Corwin Road, Apple Valley, California, 92307. And let's see. One more time, here's that Zoom information. Does anybody, I'm asking those people who are logged in and can text, does anybody feel like they do not have the proper information to log into this meeting? I'm looking at the chat. So I realize it takes about 30 seconds for you guys to hear what I'm saying after I say it, but I'm looking at the chat. If anybody doesn't feel like they have the proper credentials or understanding of how to log into the meeting, please let us know. Let's go ahead and say our giving affirmation together. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And of course, I always try to remember with every transaction, I bless this gift in faith, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. All right. There is that Zoom information one more time. I'm going to go ahead and do our closing benediction and sing All Is Well, because I know that all is well. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. I know that the infinite indwelling Spirit blesses us and protects us. I know that Spirit is kind and gracious through us in all of our actions. And I know that Spirit shines its light upon you and is your peace. And so it is. Amen. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. Thank you guys all for joining me today for this celebration of our center and our spiritual family. I'll see those of you who are members who are going to be. Frank says he's not feeling well. Frank Orano is not feeling well today, so he won't be at the meeting. I bless you. I hope you feel better. He must be hosting a party for biological microorganisms, as our friend Ray Frisbee would say. So we'll go ahead and close out with God Makes Me Want to Sing. And I'll see you guys on Zoom in a few minutes. Bless you.
I can't help it, God make me wanna sing. Make me feel so good, I can do most anything. I am loving every living thing. I can see the face of God and paupers and kings. Whoa, oh, yeah. We're all precious, no one less or more. We've all got the same treasure in store. That's why I'm loving every living thing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Woo-hoo. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything. Everything I believe in my guy.